All right, what is up, everybody? Darkside Phil here, and with me, as always, is John Rambo. And we are preparing today for Smark, guys.
This is the food show again?
The food show, where we discuss the culinary master.
Are you uploading the food show? Or is that...
Well, that's the pre-stream. So
okay.
For those of you who do not watch the streams live on Twitch, if you want to watch the pre-stream, we're archiving today. It's all about food. We literally talked about food for 45 minutes.
The food show.
It's out of control. So if you like it, maybe we'll do it in the future. Who knows? Let's see what people have to say about it. But check that out. But anyway, this is Smark, guys, our pro wrestling commentary show where we talk about the favorite fast foods of wrestlers. The Hogan Hoagie.
Oh, no. God.
Okay, so today's Sunday, April... No, it's not. Today's Saturday, April 26th. Oops. And, boy, how things change or from week to week when it comes to pro wrestling, right? And the reason I say that is because last week we had this really cumulative week of a ton of stuff that had been going down, plot lines that were all like different and going somewhere, right? We had a lot to talk about post WrestleMania, new champions, new directions that things were going. And this week it's kind of like the direct polar opposite of that, meaning that really not a lot developed, not a lot advanced. There's reasonings for that, and we're going to talk about that in the show. Behind the scenes stuff that you may not even be aware of if you're not paying attention to the internet rumors and stuff like we do. But really, honestly, this week, not a hell of a new stuff going on.
It's a sobering reminder that WrestleMania certainly is over for this year anyway. You know,
right?
Now we're kind of a quiet week. You know,
this is the rebooting time of right. Trying to reinvigorate, trying to start things over, try new things, and. So one thing, I think the way that we should really open the show to start talking about WWE is to make everyone understanding of what was going on behind the scenes this week and what the reasoning why WWE had to do what they did, which is a lot of people, I guess, complained about this week, but really there's a reason for it that most people don't know, okay? So, Daniel Bryan.
Heard of him, yes.
After this huge, year of tortuous writing where he got screwed over by the authority, every single pay-per-view, gets put into the undercard. He's wrestling, the Wyatts and stuff, things that people don't want to see. Finally gets back into the main event picture after revolting CM Punk surprisingly left the company in January. Ends up getting put into the main event of WrestleMania. Actually, I would say two main events of WrestleMania when you really think about it. Culminating in him winning the WWE, what do they call it now? The WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Galactic title, European also.
The United Space title.
Hardcore.
And so, everyone...
It's also the Cruiserweight belt as well.
Everyone's at a fever pitch at the end of WrestleMania. My God, the culmination, the story, the epic journey of Daniel Bryan culminates. The Monday after Raw, the crowd's white hot. Everyone's doing the chants. Everyone, typical what they do after Raw, or after WrestleMania. They love the heels. They hate the faces. But they love Daniel Bryan because he's the people's champion, basically. Last week, we talked about this. Daniel Bryan was not on TV. Now, the reasoning was because he actually, in real life, behind the scenes, got married to Brie Bella. And the whole circumstances surrounding this are kind of odd. You would think, gee, if he was going to become the champion, why would he have scheduled his wedding post-WrestleMania? But what you have to understand is that weddings are planned far, far in advance. And more than likely, he didn't know that this was going to happen. That WWE, day-to-day, changes what their plot lines are going to be. There's no way he could have known that that was going to be the culmination of the plot line of Daniel Bryan or anything like that.
If you're marrying a Bella, you get it done as fast as you can.
There you go. That's right.
Consummate it.
That's right.
For the first time, I'm sure.
Boom.
Because Daniel's a good boy. That's what he waited. They waited.
Right. He's a vegan. Vegans abstain until they
Is
get
that
married.
Right?
I have no clue.
That's what I think.
I really doubt there's much abstaining going on in the locker room ever. But
whoa.
But anyway,
that's a whole other conversation.
But anyway, so Daniel Bryan, the champion, everyone's after the Raw after WrestleMania, people are going nuts. He's not on TV for a week. So immediately WWE says, what are we going to do? What we have to do is we have to find someone to be like the other faces. And it can't be Cena right now because no one, even the plotline with Cena, is that the fans don't like him. The fans have turned on him. So they need to find the new golden boys to push. They know it can't be, anyway. It's funny. The faces suck right now. When you think about the faces in the company, Big E, okay, but really he's just sitting around while this Intercontinental title tournament goes on. He's not really doing anything. Who else do they got? Big Show? You know what I mean? Are you going to push him again? Are you going to bring back Ray? What are you going to do? All the faces, Sheamus is kind of deflated at this point. All their faces who they used to go to, Orton they turned, Batista they tried and failed. So what do? They decide to turn the Shield. So last week was all about the Shield. The Shield's, against the Authority. Evolution comes back to take on the Shield, and this is the big plot line leading into their Extreme Rules pay-per-views. It's going to be the Shield versus Evolution. That's the main event, the big story.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this week you would think, all right, this is great. Daniel Bryan he's scheduled to come back. He's supposed to wrestle Kane on Monday night. Last week there was this big promo teasing that Kane was going to put the mask back on. He was going to become the monster again. No more corporate Kane.
It's like a come out in khaki pants with no shirt.
With no shirt or wife beater on. And a belt and dress shoes.
We talked about that last week. He has no time to change. He's very busy with his corporate duties.
Yes.
And as soon as the match is over, he's got to go right back to it.
Right. So in that regard, supposed to, hype. Okay, Daniel Bryan versus Kane. We saw this match a year ago, but now we're going to do it again. Will this build up a rivalry? We know Daniel Bryan's been doing really well in these high-profile matches. His match with Triple H at WrestleMania was quite good. Daniel Bryan comes out on Monday. Let's explain what happened first, and then we'll explain why. Daniel Bryan comes out on Monday to Yes Chance, of course. The big triumphant return of the champion. Brie Bella's in the ring already. Immediately, I knew this was going south when I saw that. I was like, why is this happening? Something's going to happen. So, obviously, Brie Bella's new wife, the announcers announced that's why he was off TV last week. He was getting married. They showed the picture of his wedding or whatever. And Daniel Bryan really doesn't even say much yet. And Stephanie comes out, interrupts him. Okay. I want to congratulate you. I want you guys to know that we are a family. And, we're going to give you a present or whatever. During this, Kane all of a sudden comes out. Now, Stephanie plays it off like she didn't ask him to come out, even though blatantly the week before in the backstage promo she did. So immediately it makes no sense, right? Kane then proceeds to attack Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan's distracted, of course, because Brie's out there. So Kane gets the upper hand when he teases that he's going to attack Brie. He Paul drives Daniel Bryan on the outside of the ring. So you might say, all right, that's enough, right? No. Picks him back up, throws him into the wall. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the wall was supposed to break and it didn't.
What does Brie do?
Runs away, cowers and runs away. Stephanie tells her, leave now. Go to the back.
She listens to it. Okay.
She listens to it.
All right.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Kane then again grabs Daniel Bryan and tombstones him on the steel steps. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now during this, Stephanie's yelling at Kane, stop, Kane, stop. Don't do this, Kane. That's too much. Kane, stop. Don't do it. Even though 1 week before, she had told Kane to literally do this. Okay? On TV.
Well, yeah.
So completely contradictory. Makes no sense. Okay?
Yeah.
Kane starts walking away. Okay? He teases like he's going to leave. So they get a stretcher out. Stretcher comes out for Daniel Bryan because he got destroyed. They put him on the stretcher. They put him in a neck brace. They tie him up with everything like he's going to go to the back. Kane comes out again. Rips Daniel Bryan off the stretcher.
Puts him in a wheelchair. Wheels him off the stage.
Picks him up.
Zack Ryder's there.
Tombstones him on the announce table. And the announce table no sells.
Oh, jeez.
So Kane actually hurts his knees. You can see in this. He's like, oh, fuck. It's supposed to collapse and didn't. You know? So he's off. So now Daniel Bryan's completely and utterly destroyed. Okay? Stephanie then, still telling Kane to stop. They go to commercial break. They come back. Kane left. Finally, Daniel Bryan goes back on the stretcher.
Kane goes back again.
They're wheeling him out. Brie Bella, oh my God. And this is the funniest part. Brie Bella, you would think, is she hysterical? Is she crying? Is she screaming? Here's her face. Great acting by Brie Bella.
She's like, is this segment done now?
Yeah, are we done? Can I go take a piss?
Can we go?
I gotta do.
Go out to dinner now.
So they're wheeling him out, and Stephanie McMahon in the ring picks up Daniel Bryan's titles and says something snarky. I forget what it was. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your present or something like that.
Sure, it was great.
It was stupid. So, all right, so that's the segment.
Just to put in perspective, like how long Kane's been around. I think Austin's first title reign, he feuded with Kane.
Jeez, yeah.
So they get Daniel Bryan's reign all these years later. He's feuded with Kane. It's a long time.
So all this happens, right? And then during the commercial breaks, Daniel Bryan has to go to the hospital. Later in the week, they announced that Daniel Bryan had serious injuries, and that he will be on Raw, even though that he said he had serious injuries that he's recuperating from right now. Okay. So from the layperson who just watches Raw, they don't follow the backstage stuff. They don't follow. What the fuck happened?
Like, oh.
This was supposed to be a match between Daniel Bryan and Kane, not that, right? And they even announced that Daniel Bryan is going to wrestle Kane at the pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, which is in 2 weeks. I think it's a week from tomorrow, but I'm not 100%. I'll have to look it up and find the date. So you might say to yourself, why, what the hell? So here's what happened, and the story, unfortunately, is a sad one. So Daniel Bryan, just think about this whirlwind of emotions. He wins the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. He's the champion. The week later, he gets married to his sweetheart, Brie Bella, of 2 years he's been dating her, right? Out of nowhere, supposedly like no signs of health issues or anything, Daniel Bryan's father passed away on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine now this guy, what is going through this guy's head? He's the champion, now he's getting married, now his dad dies. Like, what the hell? Kind of emotional roller coaster, right? He must be on fucking meds and shit to level himself out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
so thanks.
So the thing was, the rumors all over the internet, what's going to happen, because they've been billing Daniel Bryan to be on Raw. Obviously, if he doesn't show up, the fans are going to be ridiculously angry. He wasn't on the shows the week before. So what they wisely did was they rewrote Raw immediately when they found out this happened, so that Daniel Bryan would be taken out of the picture for the week and he could go home and be with his family. So I have to say, good on you, WWE. You did the right thing. Okay, you did. You absolutely did the right thing. It screws over WWE in a way, because now this pay-per-view is coming up and the title match is like, there's no time to build it up at all. They did this one thing, Bryan won't be on TV, right? Yeah. And now the pay-per-view is going to come up, and it looks like Daniel Bryan won't even return maybe until the pay-per-view. Yeah. Well, they said he is going to be on Raw on Monday, but in what capacity will he be on Raw? We don't know.
On satellite.
Maybe,
like
yeah.
The Rock.
Maybe there'll be like a vignette where he's talking on satellite. I'm hurt, but I'm coming back, to defend my title, blah, blah, blah. And it's unfortunate, sad to say. So I'm sorry to Daniel Bryan that his father passed away. That's awful.
Yeah, kudos to him. He showed up and, worked. I guess they said he didn't have to be on Raw. He did. He did the segment.
Right. So it is what it is. I think WWE did what they could to try to salvage it. Obviously, again, to the person watching it from the outside, what the fuck was that? Because at first I was thinking, what the fuck was that? And then I was like, oh, that's right, his father passed away, and now he's, they're giving him his way out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's him and Kane. It's not a huge thing that requires like intricate,
right?
Storytelling and stuff like that. It's more of a filler match, where he's definitely going to win,
right?
And then maybe for SummerSlam, he's going to get something really like, oh wow, what's going to happen?
And here's the thing: this is definitely a filler pay-per-view, because if you remember correctly, Randy Orton lost his title at WrestleMania, and he hasn't had a rematch yet. So they're going to bring that up. They're not just going to drop that altogether. They're going to eventually bring that back, okay? The other thing that I would like to bring up,
yes,
a lot of people forgot about this.
Sure, yes.
John Cena never got his title rematch from when he dropped the belt to Daniel Bryan originally, almost a year ago now. Remember? When
he fought Orton.
His elbow was hurt.
I guess he had a match with Orton, though.
But it wasn't his title rematch.
Well, it was for the title.
He supposedly, he built it up. I get the feeling what's going to end up happening is we're going to have Orton and Cena in a title picture coming in the next few months.
That's not really a bold prediction. I mean,
no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
I can see what Cena will come back and say after he beats the Wyatts for the umpteenth time.
You got to expect Orton's getting a shot, Cena's getting a shot, Batista.
Yep.
Once he's going to be gone after Extreme Rules. He's going to promote the movie.
Yep.
And he'll be back, and all getting shots.
But I can definitely see Cena. That'll be the vignette that they'll run. Oh, Cena lost the title but never got his rematch against Daniel Bryan and blah, 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 All right, so now that we've actually passed the one important thing about Raw, let's talk about all the filler, because that's pretty much what all of Raw was.
It will be interesting to see, though, going forward, because, Daniel Bryan's not going to be main eventing this Extreme Rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking that way, so... and you can make the argument, well, they can't build the match properly. They have this Hot Shield Evolution match. That should be the main event. That's fine. But if it continues on,
right,
as the months go on, that he's never in the main event,
right,
we're right back to where we were.
With CM Punk.
It's CM Punk,
same situation.
Yeah, exactly.
The paper champion,
Right.
So, all right. So let's talk about the rest of Raw. First of all, the Intercontinental Title Tournament.
Mm-hmm. Insanely wrong on this one.
Yeah, it turned out a little differently than what we had been
very surprising. I mean, I come out here and sometimes look what I did. Look what I gave you the whole thing. But this is a case where I was incredibly wrong. I will accept my punishment, but I don't know what it is. You guys can come up with it on Twitter. And
John's punishment. Hashtag John's punishment.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get it, but I don't know. It's weird.
You must eat the new Domino's chicken.
Yes.
All right. That's from the food show that we did before the wrestling show.
Just there you get the reference.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first match of the night, Bad News Barrett against Sheamus. Let me tell you, Barrett with his Bad News Barrett promos, right?
Yeah.
Has completely won over the WWE universe to the point where he's like white hot.
He's like so terrible that it became.
It's so bad
good.
that it's good. And it's funny.
They got rid of that stupid the podium and all that.
Yeah, now he comes out and says it when he's on the way to the ring to wrestle. But it's funny. I like it. I like the gimmick. It's funny.
I wouldn't go that
He's
far.
Bad News Barrett now. He's not, Wade, but Bad News Barrett. And this match is a great match. Him against Sheamus. Everyone hitting their spot. Sheamus at one point hits the white noise. Looks like he's going to win. Barrett kicks out without cheating. Barrett doesn't really cheat or anything in this match. Pretty much wins his victory when he fools Sheamus and is sticking his head through the ropes and hits him with the knockout blow or whatever they called it. What the hell do they call it?
The bullhammer.
The bullhammer. Thank you. The bullhammer hit.
The Bad News Hammer probably now.
Oh yeah, they'll change
because
it.
Everything
right.
has to be like the
Bad News boot. The Bad News
Everything's
hammer.
about the bad news. Everything's
the bad news butt drop. So he wins clean, and so this is really good. This is a good match. It's a good match to propel Barrett into a situation where he's getting believable again after years of losing. It's so funny after they relaunched him and he just lost.
He was relaunched like several times.
Yeah,
I think he had the Intercontinental title at one point.
he did. He is a former holder.
Didn't do anything for him, so
right. We'll see if
it's
it
looking
does
like
anything
it's
this
looking like
time.
he's gonna get. I'm afraid to make predictions because I was so wrong. But if he does wind up getting it again, which I think may happen,
I think he will.
Yeah, it makes sense with him and Big E. But
He's got the biggest mid card gimmick going is the Bad News gimmick, so I think that they would give it to him and see how he does.
So hopefully this time it'll actually pay dividends for him and matter. Instead of just being like, he's their Intercontinental champion, he's gonna lose every match now.
It'd be great if so this week. We'll talk about it later. I'll mention this later. I don't want to spoil yet because
we talked about this at the Rumble. If they really wanted to get him over, then instead of Rey Mysterio coming out at number 30, it was him doing the Bad News.
Right.
It would have been an explosion. He would have been the hottest deal back in January. So
yeah. All right. Los Matadores and El Torito defeat three-man band and Hornswoggle. We'll skip that.
Why?
The Shield confronts Evolution.
Let's go back to it.
They're building up this match, for Extreme Rules where the Shield will face Evolution. They both give pretty decent promos, but
they showed a video package of Evolution. They all look completely different.
Yes, they do.
Because now there's an oldest policy.
They all look
that's like 10 years ago.
Unroided.
Old and older.
Shriveled, wimpy, and they all have horrible tattoos all over their bodies except for Triple H. If you could say one positive thing about Triple H, at least he didn't fuck his body up with horrible tattoos. Seriously.
He doesn't have a sun around his belly button.
Which they make fun of him every week for now.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty funny. The Usos.
Used to be his Titantron would start with that.
Yes. He's simple. Yes. All right. The Usos, who are the tag team champions still, by the way, against Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and there is some miscommunication between Cody Rhodes and Goldust during this match.
Oh boy!
Leading to a couple mistakes, and at the end of the match, Cody, because they lost the match, storms away angrily at Goldust. I wonder if they're gonna wrestle each other. I wonder if they'll break up.
No spoilers, Phil.
Okay. Emma.
Who?
Emma.
Okay.
The jokester, the
comedy character,
female Santino.
Yeah, there you go.
Has a win over Layla, who is the new dancing partner of Fandango. He dumped Summer Rae on Twitter and is now dancing with Layla, despite the fact that she cannot dance at all, and Summer Rae could. The match is stupid because, as usual, Santino doing stupid shit outside the ring. There's a fucking female Cobra. I shit you not. There's a female Cobra involved, a pink Cobra. It's awful.
Has sex with the green one?
Yes.
They have sex with it?
Yes.
How do they do it?
They're like this. They're like entwined. Oh, the green one can't stay off the pink one.
I thought she didn't like Santino, but he liked her. They're not doing that now? Are they dating now?
I don't know. I don't care. I just want them to push people without bullshit like this.
If you were let's say this was all real, and you're a new diva, and you're there, like that would be the last dude you would hook up with, wouldn't it?
Oh my god!
You have this whole roster.
Santino.
Just sleep yourself to the top, right? Let me go out with Santino, the joke guy.
Santina. She doesn't know any better.
She doesn't know any better. Well, true love. I guess the heart wants what the heart wants, you know. And she fell in love with
The
Santino.
heart wants pink cobras.
That's what happened.
Fake Italians.
She couldn't help it.
Because Santino was really Italian. All right, Rob Van Dam against Cesaro. And many people thought for sure that this was going to be Cesaro going over because Cesaro is also white hot right now. It's funny, all the heels are white hot. You got the Wyatts, you know, you've got the Return of Evolution, you've got Bad News Barrett, you've got Cesaro. They're all the heels right now are very much getting a push after WrestleMania. So Cesaro with Jack Swagger, with Paul Heyman. The reason I say that is because during the match...
The Swagger's a heel, too, which is kind of a weird...
Well...
It's a weird situation.
He's the typical heel that no one cares about, and WWE keeps bringing back.
He's someone for just Cesaro to squash a bunch of times.
Right. So this is a good match. We said last week, gee, I wonder what kind of a match this is going to be. It's good, because it's literally what we thought. RVD's doing his spots. Cesaro's finding unique ways to reverse the spots, because remember, he's really strong. So, you know, RVD's going to do his Rolling Thunder. No, I'm going to grab him out. You know, all that kind of stuff.
It's an interesting match. You know, two different generations of guys. You know, it's cool. And
I would have loved to be there.
I
would have loved to be the fly on the wall when the two of them were talking about the match and what they wanted to do. Because the two guys can work like crazy.
Well, back in ECW, we did this. Well, in Ring of Honor, this is what I did.
I'd like to kick a chair to your face.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like the European uppercut, please.
One time I European uppercut Nigel McGuinness. Nearly decapitated him. I'll do that to you. Yeah, who knows?
All right, so the match is great. Of course, they have to ruin it by having Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter come out, completely distract Cesaro, which allows Cesaro to get capitalized on by RVD. Cesaro gets counted out. RVD wins. This causes controversy backstage. Paul Heyman basically, you had said, well, they ignore the fact that Paul Heyman had a history with RVD. They do not. They have a backstage package where Paul Heyman confronts RVD and says, shame on you for trying to win the way that you did all the years that I've known you, and that's how you win the match. And RVD's like, I don't know, dude. I win however I win.
It's
so
like, dude, I used to have my manager, Bill Alfonso, used to hold a chair up to a guy's head. I would kick it as hard as I possibly could. What are you talking about?
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like, exactly.
It was a count out. I thought I beat him. I thought I pinned him. I didn't know what was going on.
One time I jumped on the top rope, did a front flip into the audience on top of Bam Bam Bigelow. You think I'm above that? You think I'm above this?
Okay. Up next, Paige, the new Divas champion.
Yeah, Paige. I saw on the website they stripped her of the NXT Women's title. It was done in such like a half-assed way. It was just like she's just backstage sitting there. And Bradshaw comes over. He's like, "Yeah, you can't have that anymore." And then she kind of looks just like sad that she gives it to him. And I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a wasted opportunity a little bit, maybe. You know?
It's dumb, but you know. They're doing it because they want to push her as the Divas champion.
There's probably a better way to do it to get that off of her though than just to be like a throwaway thing.
Well, this is what WWE does when they want to really promote a new champion.
It's done.
If she lost the Divas championship, they'd be like, "Oh, how should she be the Divas champion if this guy from NXT can beat her?" You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer would be. Maybe don't have her lose, but some kind of thing where they show some other divas show up when they want it.
Yeah.
You can't have. Why do you have this? I don't know. Something.
So Paige continues to basically prove herself here on the main shows of WWE programming. To this week, she wrestles Oksana. And Oksana, very odd-looking woman.
We saw her in person.
Very odd. And
I think you were afraid of her, is what you said to me.
I am afraid
of her. I said, Phil, there's Oksana.
Her head looks like a pumpkin.
He goes, oh.
It's like a jack-o'-lantern on a man's body, seriously.
I was impressed with her.
But anyway.
I like her a lot.
So she beats Oksana clean this week. Again, with her submission maneuver. They're calling it the Modified Scorpion Crosslock. I get the feeling they're going to change the name of that into something, you know.
Scorpion Crush.
I don't know.
That's the real name.
Or something with Paige, you know, in it. You know what I mean? They're going to figure something out.
The Paige holder. Ripper.
The Paige. Oh, my God. But yeah, she submits her. So Paige continues on her rampage. Through the Divas division, of course, she is going to defend against Tamina at Extreme Rules, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
AJ's nowhere to be found.
Oh, and what was I going to say? Oh, so
about the Matadores. You going back to that?
No. That's
what you wanted to say.
Something I was going to
say. You want to talk about Torito?
Wait a minute.
You want to talk about El Torito?
All right, forget it. It was a joke I was going to make that I forgot.
Oh, what was it about? Hold on.
It was about Bad News Barrett, but I don't remember exactly what I was going to say, so forget it. It was going to be Bad News Barrett and RVD or something. I don't know. All right.
What the hell?
Alexander Rusev comes out, defeats Sin Cara. I like when he actually wrestles someone who's not a jobber so that we can actually see what he can do in the ring, because we've actually seen him on NXT do some pretty good stuff.
What happened to Ryback?
Who?
Where's he?
No, I think actually he did wrestle.
Was he on the show? Oh my god.
I think he was.
He's back. Okay.
Oh, you know what it was he was doing? I think he was doing commentary during the Usos and the Rhodes Brothers match. Yeah, it was him. Yes. It was him and Curtis Axel doing commentary. And it was some weird commentary. It was funny because they were making funny jokes. They were actually making funny jokes during the matches. And weird references. It was like, oh my god, it was so weird. He was like, Ryback was like, yeah,
Ryback?
Right?
You just called him Cryback.
I didn't say that.
You did.
Ryback was making, he's like, my daddy used to get haircuts from the guy who used to give haircuts to Dusty Rhodes or something. You know, it was some really weird reference. They're saying weird stuff, but it was pretty entertaining, actually. I liked it. But after the match, by the way, they did attack the Usos because they're trying to get themselves into the #1 contender spot.
They deserve
the titles. And then the main event. John Cena. Now, this is the crazy thing about this.
John Cena.
The poll of the night, the Raw interactive poll.
Yeah.
Do you want to see John Cena just in a singles match against
Harper, Rowan?
A handicap match against Harper and Rowan, or a really bad handicap match against the whole Wyatt family? And the whole thing all night, the Wyatts cut a promo about it and everything, is that John Cena is no longer the golden boy. The fans have turned on him. They're seeing through his smoke screen. They don't cheer for him anymore.
Even though they never really cheered him in the first place.
Right, exactly. It's only little kids who really ever cheered him.
Yeah.
And that's the promo they're going with now. That Cena is not changing, but the Wyatts are saying, look, you lost it. You're done. You know, you don't have a push anymore. And then at the end of the night, it's announced, yes, Cena will have a 3-on-1 handicap match against the Wyatt family. And everyone's like, wow, really? Is that what they voted for overwhelmingly? I would say yes, probably, because children don't own iPads. It's the adults, and the adults don't like John Cena.
They tried to spin it a little bit, though, because they said that's the only way he could get his hands on Bray.
But yeah,
if the fans voted for that.
Of course, they tried to spin it.
They tried to give you a little bit of a
stupid, but yeah. So Cena in this match, and of course he wins via disqualification when the Wyatt family beats the living shit out of him.
Destroyed him and left him.
They left him, and that was it. That was Raw.
Yeah, and it's so well and good. He's got to lose some matches to them instead of just it seems like they get the upper hand on all the Raws. As you saw in WrestleMania, like he still wins, so
right.
He's got to lose to them in some matches to Bray.
We'll see what happens at this pay-per-view. I don't know.
I think he will.
Steel cage,
maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, SmackDown.
I don't think a steel cage has ever kept people from getting in though, because
I told you they're just going to climb in. They're going to get in.
Well, they always throw that out there, like to avoid the interference in a steel cage match.
Yeah, they always.
When was the last time there was a cage match where people couldn't get it?
Because there's not giant holes in the cage where they can hand you things.
Yeah.
All right. SmackDown opens up with Cesaro standing next to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's at a podium.
Yeah.
And Jack Swagger standing next to Zeb Coulter, who's at a podium. They're going to have a big debate about what happened with Cesaro and how Paul Heyman stole him away from Zeb Coulter. It's bad. It's awful, by the way. All Heyman does is basically says, my client Brock Lesnar beat the streak at WrestleMania. Then he changes. He goes, my client Cesaro won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania. That's all he says, basically. Zeb's all pissed. How dare you? I've known you for a while. You steal my guy away from me.
Well, my client, Jack Swagger, represented Michael Cole against Jerry Lawler at WrestleMania.
God. He's like, I'm the one who entered Cesaro into that Battle Royal, so I should get the credit for it, not you, yada, yada, yada.
My client, Jack Swagger, has lost nearly 95% of his matches in the last
Yeah, exactly. And then in typical WWE fashion, they decide to try to have Zeb Coulter and Paul Heyman fight, which is stupid.
Oh, come on, man.
So they pull them apart, and then the opening of the show is actually Cesaro against Jack Swagger. Okay? The grudge match. And pretty fun match because, again, just like the RVD match, because Cesaro is so strong, he's able to do things and reverse things that other people wouldn't be able to do safely. And so Swagger is like, getting countered. Some things you wouldn't expect. Cesaro's reversing them. And in the end, Cesaro gets the win. And gets the one-up on him. And as he's going to the back, out of nowhere, the Shield comes out to the ring and destroys Jack Swagger. Okay? Now, here's the thing. The reason that you find out later why they did this is because it was announced previously in the night that the Shield is going to have a match tonight. Okay? The Authority's not there. So no Evolution, no Triple H, nobody's there. But they're going to have an 11-on-3 handicap match. And so the Shield...
Oh, that old gag.
Yeah, which they just did last week. Right, it's not even a new thing. So what the Shield's going to do is take matters into their own hands since the Authority's not there tonight, and they've decided that they're going to systematically take out the people in this match, okay? And we'll talk over the course of the night about what happens. So, first they destroy Jack Swagger in the middle of the ring. All three of them, 3-on-1. Destroy it. Tamina has a singles match against Natalya. They're trying to show how Tamina is like an amazing wrestler, even though they've had her lose a ton of matches recently, and even, you know, when she was getting her first initial push, they kind of had her lose and deflated her. So it's kind of weird that they're doing this and building her up to be the top heel because AJ left for a while. Is it believable? I don't know. Is Tamina a good wrestler in actuality? Yeah, she is. I just don't know if they're going to let her do, you know, anything interesting when they're trying to push Paige so hard. You know what I mean?
I think they will. I think it could be good.
So
they're going to do, I think it's Natalya versus Charlotte for the NXT Women's Belt.
Oh, yeah?
In May. I think they're doing like another big special show, a live network show. Soon.
Interesting.
At some point.
All right. So Tamina goes over to, excuse me, Natalya clean here with a super kick, which is one of the trademark moves of Jimmy Snuka, her dad. So interesting to see that she's doing the super kick now. And, woohoo. Backstage, the Shield confronts 3MB, destroys them, because they were supposed to be in the main event match.
They destroyed Hornswoggle?
He's not in the main event match, no.
Was he supposed to be?
No. So.
Who was 3MB then? The two of them? Or what's his name?
No,
back?
He's back.
He's back.
Slater's
now.
back.
Okay.
Yes.
Is Hornswoggle still in the group?
He wasn't there on SmackDown.
Where was he?
I don't know.
Do we know where he was?
We don't know. He was.
Was he the GM again?
He was grappling. He was racing Torito for the low stall in the bathroom or something. I don't know. Curtis Axel had a singles match with Jey Uso and surprisingly enough beats him. Okay. So it's looking like Curtis Axel and Ryback, or Rybaxel. And by the way, have you heard their new theme song?
No.
They play Ryback's theme, but during it they play a slow Mr. Perfect theme. So it sounds awful. It sounds like a dude.
So proud.
It sounds like a dude is playing Mr. Perfect's theme on a trumpet at the wrong time. It sounds like all mistimed.
And it's like Ryback's.
With Ryback's theme playing.
With the words, the Ryback's theme?
No words.
They took the words out?
Yeah, it's really odd. An odd mashup.
You still say Phoebe Moore?
No. That's been done.
He's been fed.
6 months
He's done. He's full now.
He's on a diet. So Curtis Axel beats Jay, so it looks like maybe they are going to have this angle where they're going to build this up as their contenders.
Which means the Usos will win when they eventually have a match.
Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, again, a tag match against the Rhodes Brothers, and again, more miscommunication from the Rhodes Brothers. At this time, it's Cody Rhodes is at the top of the turnbuckle, and Goldust gets thrown into it, knocks him off the turnbuckle outside of the ring by accident, and then he gets pinned. So it's looking like they're definitely going to break them up. There's definitely going to wrestle. The typical cliche tag team shit is going to happen. There you go.
Yeah, maybe Dusty will get them back together. One of them's going to be like a terrible heel, and then all of a sudden, and yeah.
Right. So, this is weird. So during the course of the night, I think WWE writers realized that Vicky Guerrero cannot be attacked by the Shield because that would not be very PG-ish. So Vicky Guerrero gets a call from supposedly Vince and is told...
Really? That's what they said?
Supposedly. You don't know who it is on the other... It's the Authority, so you don't know who they're talking to. The Authority tells her to take the night off and that Brad Maddox is in charge. Okay. Not 5 seconds later, the Shield come in and beat the shit out of Brad Maddox. They literally beat the shit out of him. It's funny because, what's his name? Roman Reigns throws him, and he tried to throw him over a couch, but he didn't realize the couch was actually against the wall.
Oh, God.
So Brad just, like, splats against the wall like a fly. Like, he's looking at his neck, he's like, ugh. So then fucking Seth Rollins says, oh, watch this. He pulls the couch out, and Brad goes, whoa, and flies behind the couch. It's pretty funny. And then, they all, he gets attacked a little bit more. Whatever, okay? Santino and Emma have a tag team match against Fandango and Layla. But as Fandango and Layla are coming out, the Shield comes out and beat the shit out of Fandango. In fact, they triple powerbomb him through a table off the stage.
What about Layla? They beat her up?
She runs away.
She ran away?
She ran away. She ran off camera.
Did Emma and Santino laugh and with their snakes out?
Yes.
They go, ha ha, look at
snakes.
They just killed him, ha. Fandango's dead.
No, they actually never showed them again, so I don't know what happened with them. So yeah, so basically they systematically eliminated three-man band, Jack Swagger, and Fandango, all from the picture.
Because that would have been like all those guys. They would have been really, hard to defeat. I think that combination of guys. You got to take them out early.
Stephanie McMahon, this is what they announced. Supposedly, he's going to publicly apologize to Daniel Bryan on Raw for King's actions, that she let them get out of hand and it should not have happened. That's stupid. That'll be terrible. And then finally, the main event happens, and as the Shield are coming out for the main event, they announced that Curtis Axel was found unconscious in the back, and no one seems to know what happened.
They didn't even give him time.
They didn't show his beatdown. They probably filmed it and realized they didn't have time to show them all.
We can't. Don't even
bother. They didn't show his beatdown.
There's probably nothing. They just punched him once, and that was it.
So the main event ends up being the Shield versus Ryback, Bad News Barrett, Alberto Del Rio, Damian Sandow, and Titus O'Neil. What a mishmash of people, right? And the match is what you would expect it to be. At first, they're kind of, they have the upper hand because there's more heels than faces in this match. Eventually, what happens is the Shield just goes nuts. So they start jumping out of the ring and attacking the people who aren't in the ring yet. They're basically getting cheap hits on everyone. They're doing what the Shield does. And eventually, Bad News Barrett and Del Rio say, "We had enough of this crap. We're leaving. Screw this," right? As they're walking up the ramp, Roman Reigns out of nowhere spears Alberto Del Rio, which was pretty funny. I'm sorry, not spears. Superman punches Alberto Del Rio.
Okay.
And Bad News Barrett runs away like a coward. Sure.
He had some news to deliver. Some bad news.
He has bad news somewhere to talk about.
They go up into the bathrooms and start yelling into stalls.
So eventually what happens is the Shield United does their thing, wins the match. The Shield triumphant on SmackDown this week. Woohoo. Excellent. And that's it. That's really all to talk about wrestling this week with WWE.
The new standard of excellence.
Because there's really not much going on. And it's interesting because they've basically only got, one more week to build up Extreme Rules.
Yeah, that's not really a major show.
No, it's the post-WrestleMania show. They usually do weird shit at it. If you remember, they had Ryback wrestling John Cena last year at it. So
they turned him heel. They turned him heel this time last year. They turned Cena. They were turning Ryback heel, yeah.
So, very weird. And
Brock Lesnar's going to be at Extreme Rules, right?
Who? I don't know who that is.
Brock Lesnar is the top guy in the company. He's never on the show.
He's busy, eating, sleeping,
conquering.
Fucking Sable.
What is he conquering?
Conquering Sable's butthole.
Oh, jeez. That's rude. I'm off
Why is it rude?
I'm off the show now.
They're a couple. Why is it rude?
Cross the line with that. Well, they are married, so I guess it is actually kind of loving and nice.
Somewhere Mark Marrow's really pissed.
He was never really going out with her, was he?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
All right. TNA this week.
Yes.
Unfortunately, TNA continues to crumble.
Oh.
What I mean by that is it's just not good. The stuff that they're building up, the stuff that they're doing. Oddly enough, this Sunday is an actual TNA pay-per-view.
Well, they didn't originally even schedule it. They added it in.
Right.
And you kind of go, why did they
do
add
this?
In?
What is this there for? Sacrifices this Sunday of all times. So this is their last opportunity to build up what you're going to see at this pay-per-view. So we're going to talk about
it's like $35, $40 for that?
So Kurt Angle is going to be wrestling EC3.
Is it a singles match or it was a tag match?
I'm not positive what it's going to be.
I don't even think it was a singles match.
I know he's wrestling EC3 at Sacrifice. So he decides that he's going to wrestle tonight, and they put him up against Rockstar Spud on the show.
Wow.
Okay. Finally, Magnus returns after not even being on TV last week after losing his title to Eric Young. And he basically cuts a promo that's completely anti-Abyss.
It's going to be Kurt Angle and Willow teaming against EC3 and Spud. Which I think is actually even worse.
Right. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So Magnus basically pissed at Abyss, okay? Angry that Abyss did not have his back during the Eric Young match, which immediately it's probably within 2 minutes the most confusing, nonsensical promo you've ever heard. So here's the promo, John. Abyss was employed by Magnus. He was not employed by TNA.
Yeah, I know about this, yeah. Even though Abyss was there for like 10 years.
Abyss, right. So apparently he's not employed by TNA. Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Magnus is paying him to be his bodyguard. During the title match, MVP said, no one may interfere in this title match or you're fired. Okay? So Abyss did not come out during the match to help Magnus because he would be fired but he's not working for TNA. So the whole angle...
This is the same universe where you could win parts of the company and, you know, investors can just do whatever they want.
The whole angle literally has no sense to it because it doesn't exist. It's logically, you can't even connect the dots of what this angle is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But this is the angle they're going with. Magnus is pissed at Abyss for not having his back. Attacks Abyss with chairs and all kinds of stuff. And it
not
looks
to
like...
mention that Abyss just turned heel at Lockdown, which was not that long ago.
Right.
And now, what, a couple weeks later, he's going to be a face again?
Now he's going to be a face
Joseph
again.
Park for 2 years. And then he's like...
Right. Abyss basically says, I hate you. I never liked you. I thought you were going to be my friend, but you're not. And
I joined you for a month.
You made me turn on the one person who really was my friend, and I hate you, and I'm going to wrestle you, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So MVP...
Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
What does he do? He does the playmaker to the entire roster.
I don't know. They're building up like it's going to be Magnus and Abyss, but they don't announce it yet. Okay.
That's no. It's going to be EY and Magnus at the pay-per-view.
The rematch at the pay-per-view. Okay. I wonder if Abyss will interfere. All
Oh
right.
my
so
god!
anyway.
Are you kidding me? There's been like 20 interfere. It's like half the route, like multiple ref bumps.
Yeah.
6 or 7 guys will come out. They'll have like a fan that's a plant come in the ring and do like who knows what the hell could happen in these matches, man.
Right.
You know it's.
And
I'll give you the prediction for the pay per view. It'll be a great match. All like the last couple of matches will be great. You'll be like, this is really good. You're starting to get into it, and then the insanity happens and the booking takes over, and you're like, what the hell did I just say?
Right.
You scratch your head. And I don't know even what to understand.
Why did I pay for this?
Well, no one's gonna do it.
I know, and we were saying we really predicted this pay-per-view is going to have some of the lowest buy rates you've seen in quite some time.
I don't think. I don't know if I would watch it even for free. Honestly,
who would buy this?
I don't think I'd even watch it for free.
So I'm just going to say, just gloss over the match. Obviously, Kurt Angle beats Rockstar Spud. We don't even need to talk about it. It's stupid. He submits him. Blah blah blah. Okay. Velvet Sky and Angelina Love humiliate Madison Rayne.
Yeah, Velvet's
Put a
terrible
paper bag
now.
on her
She's
head.
doing the spray on the people and
Right.
basically doing what they were doing years
The
and years
old
ago.
shit is back
100 years
completely.
ago.
The same exact angle.
Never mind the fact that she broke out from that and really grew and became a singles person and was a baby face, probably one of the biggest faces they had in the company.
Right.
Proved that she could be like a champion and earned that spot. Now she's just kind of like Angelina's sidekick again,
Right back to where they
and
were.
Angelina's kind of like getting more of the push than her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Angelina has the title
She's
match.
getting the title
coming up.
match, so...
Oddly enough, during the match, or during the night, Gail Kim decides to completely go 180 and ally herself with Madison Rayne and say, I don't like the beautiful people, so just because of that, I'm teaming up with you.
Even though they had a feud, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Like, they were killing each
For
other?
the title. That's who she won the title from.
Now we're friends.
MVP has a match with Austin Aries tonight. They mentioned that. I will talk about that when we get to it. Mr. Anderson, this was the best promo I've ever seen. Goes to Samuel Shaw's house.
Yeah, I heard about
Meets
this.
his mother. His
Yeah.
mother's name is Christy. Has red hair just like Christy
Oh
Hemme.
my god. This is insane.
Samuel Shaw lives in his mother's basement. Okay. Anderson goes down there, gets attacked by Samuel Shaw. Samuel Shaw comes up with blood all over his face.
He killed him.
We don't know what
He
happened.
murdered him. That's what happened.
It's the weirdest fucking promo.
So he loves Christy because it's like his mom?
It's like his mom.
But why does he just stay with his mom?
I don't know. It makes no sense.
Because he can't have sex with his mother, so he's trying to find...
And now we don't know what happened to Anderson because he got attacked in the basement. Is he
Anderson's
still down
dead.
there? Did
He's
Aces and
dead
Eights
now.
kidnap him for weeks and interrogate him? I mean, what's happening? We don't know.
Yeah, he's... they got they're going to kidnap him for 2 months. Joseph Park.
Kenny King has a match with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Good luck, Good luck, Kenny King. You're already back. You're already jobbing out like crazy. So I don't think you're going to do anything with him. Austin Aries an MVP.
He's the king of the night.
I was surprised by this one, honestly.
Why?
So Austin Aries a couple weeks ago challenging MVP, saying he's pissed that since MVP's in charge, he's been on the shelf, hasn't really been used. So what do? They job him out to MVP.
You know what? If the rumor out there is that MVP doesn't even have a contract.
Wow.
He never did. So he's still working week to week or on agreements. But he's
What the
not.
hell?
He's not like a locked in dude.
What the hell?
So it's very strange. Yeah, it's a little odd there. Was it a good match at least?
It was pretty good. Yeah,
those are good wrestlers.
It was what you expect from the two. You know, it's just sad that I wasn't excited. You know what I mean? Like if this had been an angle that made sense, I would have been excited. But it's true Austin Aries has not been used. After only a week's build-up, they have a match. And MVP goes over clean. Now it's like Aries is in the doghouse. Like, what's he doing now?
Why did Aries turn heel? Right?
I don't get it. It's very confusing. Like most
he was
of the
a
stuff
heel,
on TNA
then he turned
right
face to fight Sabin.
Right.
Now, this is like it's just a short time
Sabin
later.
left.
Sabin's gone.
He's got nothing to do.
And he's a heel.
Right. I don't know. So Beer Money teaming up against freaking of all people, right? Gunner and Bully Ray. So weird to say that. Beer Money against Gunner and Bully Ray. When did you ever think you would see this match?
How was that?
It was all right. I wasn't. They did. Gunner did the "What's Up" headbutt.
To mock Bully.
No, because he's teamed up with him. He told him to do it.
Okay.
It's so odd. Like, I don't know. They're setting up
Remember
tables.
Remember that thing? What's up?
Yes.
Was that 1998?
Yeah, that stupid fad. I know. That was like the first internet meme. Seriously. But anyway, Gunner did the finisher to Rude, but then Storm super kicks him and gets the pin. All right. So now the question is Beer Money back for good? What's going to happen with these two?
Money.
We do know that Bully Ray's going to have a tables match with Rude at the pay-per-view. And I believe that Gunner and Storm are also having another match at the pay-per-view. So.
Well, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but I'd rather see them in the bromance. So, if they want to put Beer Money back together and get the bromance off the show, that's fine.
Right. All right, you had the Beautiful People against Gail Kim and Madison Rayne teaming up. The Beautiful People ends up winning. I forget how, though. I'm trying to find it.
Did they cheat?
Rayne speared Sky, but then Angelina Love rolled her up for the win using the tights for leverage. So there you go. Woohoo.
Wow.
I didn't even remember the end. I really didn't. Mike Knox is apparently eventually going to wrestle.
I don't understand what that is. I've seen some of the videos.
It's been going on for like 2 months now.
And
seriously.
he's like, they're like having trouble in their town. He's like, yeah, I'll stay and help you. And
right.
What does it have to do with it?
Then he changes his mind. Now he's going back, and now the girl's coming with him. So I guess the girl's going to join the Divas or something. Yeah.
Is she Kelly Kelly?
No.
Remember that?
Oh my God! Yeah.
That's how Kelly Kelly came in with him.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, some weird brunette girl who I've never seen before, so I don't know what she's gonna end up doing. All right, the Wolves get a vignette saying that they're coming for the tag titles.
Yeah, I've been saying that for like months now. Are they gonna eventually get this done or what?
I know, very weird. Eric Young comes out to do commentary for the main event, which is Magnus against Abyss. All right, what happens? Magnus kicks Abyss in the balls.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Magnus kicks Abyss in the balls, getting DQ'd eventually. So Abyss ends up winning via DQ. And then here's the thing. The match stipulation was if Abyss won, it means that he gets a contract in TNA. If he loses, it means that he's out of TNA because Magnus fired him. So now they said, well, Magnus kicked him in the balls. Does that mean he gets the contract or not? Do you earn a contract by getting your testicles kicked in? That's the question of the night, okay?
So they don't know? There's like a debate going on?
So there's a debate. The announcers don't know. Did he win? Didn't he? Does he get the contract? Does he not get the contract? Well, it doesn't really matter because Magnus grabs a steel chair and beats the living shit out of Abyss, and that's the end of the show.
Which is what Magnus should have been doing when he was the champion, instead of being like, afraid of everyone and asking Dixie to help and everything like that.
Right.
So
that's your TNA results. It's a very confusing show. It's very odd, the weird stuff they're doing. Being in Samuel Shaw's basement. Willow just being peculiar at every moment's turn.
He buy his umbrella right now at the Shop Zone.
You got Bully Ray, who has this weird tables match with Rude with weird build-up.
Bully Ray, the great hero of the people, who shakes their hands when he comes out.
Right, which makes no sense.
He loves them and they love him.
Gunner, you're going to have yet another match with Storm. You know what I mean? Like, all these matches.
Each other with items.
Why would you pay for this pay-per-view?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what happened, why they're having it.
Yeah.
Why they...
It's very... I don't get it. It's very peculiar to me. Well, it's very out of sorts and just not making sense to me that this exists and that this is how it's going to air. I don't know.
Well, what they should do is put on a really great show, so to make everyone go that's making fun of them why you have this period, and you go, here, this is why.
Right, here's an amazing card with no swerves and just great wrestling.
Look at this amazing show he put on. That's what they have to do. I'm
sure that'll happen.
That's what they should do, right? They should be looking at everyone making fun of them and go, you know what, fuck all these people. Look at this great show.
Yeah.
Solid booking and all this stuff happens. And So
They will not.
Probably not, no.
All right, so that's really it this week for Smark, guys. Next week, we'll have the big recap of what happened at Sacrifice. We'll have the final promos and build-up for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up shortly. And if we'll double-check if Extreme Rules is next week. I think we're going to do sim matches, right? Because it'll be our last time to do it.
Yep.
It's going to be our last time to in-person do WWE Sims. A lot of people have asked us what's going to happen to WWE Sims once I move. The answer is it's up in the air right now.
The answer is I'm going to fly across the country.
That's right.
Stay for a couple hours, head back. Phil will be paying for this entire expense.
Of course. Every time. Every month.
Every time. Yes.
But no, we don't know what's going to happen. The future of WWE Sims is kind of up in the air.
We do a Kickstarter to get me out there every time.
There you go. Yes.
It'll be a $6,000.
The John Rambo Travel Fund Kickstarter.
$6,000, so I get an extra for myself. You know, if I want to buy some stuff.
Private stretch limo to and from the airport
and then,
to my place.
And then I come in. Yeah, it's all set up and
there you go.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know. We got to think about it. We got to think about, is there a way logistically that we can do it? Could we maybe set up a webcam, you know, to film the match, and then we both do commentary on it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's something we could figure out.
The only way to do it, you have to use like TeamViewer, where I can like look into your computer or something from mine, where I can see like that, and then do commentary.
I could do the commentary based off of that instead of that.
Yeah, because I could go into your PC and look at that. But I don't know if it will all run properly.
I don't know.
That's a lot of stuff being used.
It's stuff to figure out, but we can't even figure it out until I'm out in Washington anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't even be able to test anything.
Someone's going to send you like a huge email tonight explaining how to do it.
This is how you will do it.
You need these
in
6
the
or 7, 8 add-on programs.
It would be cool if like WWE had an online mode where you could simulate the matches online, but you can't. You know, that doesn't exist.
No?
No, you have to have human-controlled people to do that.
No,
so.
I don't know, man.
We'll figure it out. But anyway, yes, if next week is Extreme Rules, which we're going to double check, we will be simming those matches, and it may be the final sims depending on what we figure out. So don't miss it if you can help it, all right? But yes, we will be back next week with the new Smart Guys, and that's pretty much it, everyone. So thanks for tuning in to Smart Guys this week. Have a good one. Try not to eat too many bad fast food items based off of the show that we did before this show. Definitely check out that show.
That took a lot out of me, the first show.
It was 45 minutes talking about food.
I was running on fumes for this one. I apologize, because that was a lot.
There you go.
It took a lot out of me.
If you like the first show, maybe we'll do something like that in the future. Let us know, okay? All right, everyone. So for John Rambo, I'm DSP. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another episode of Smart Guys.
Yes.